What's going on, y'all? Live from the 856. This is channel 856. We are back again, week 10. This your boy Danny X.
Week 10 back in effect. Like, comment, subscribe, and tell a friend for real.
Yes, sir. Back in with my guy Jared. As you guys know, shout out King, shout out CP, shout out the behind the scenes crew, and shout out the whole league in general. We are 2.5 months in, and we are, fully rolling and moving and grooving. So, as you guys know, as always, the standings will be right here. Bam. I'm gonna start snapping. But as you can see, my co-host and I are still at the bottom of the league.
Tough season for the kid, man.
Yeah, it's been rough. I'm 3-6. He's 1-8.
2 months of losses back to back to back to back to back to back to back. Back to back.
Yeah, man. As you can see, annoyingly, and he's making sure everybody knows, Alex is currently at the top of the league, 9-0. So he's going crazy right now. He actually also took over the points champion as of right now with 1,100 points. So 9-0, 1,100 points, sitting at the top of the league right now. We got Quinn at 7-2, right behind him, and then Kemis, who I play this week, tied with Zaire at 6-3. They had a really good matchup this week. Evan and Chris are tied at 5-4, with Evan being the 5th seed. Chris is the 6th seed. And then we got Steen at 7, and then myself, Foom, and Scoop are tied at 3-6. CP's 2-7. Jared, unfortunately, is 1-8. But he doesn't have the lowest points in the league. I do. So, breeding assness right now. It's just been just full blown, just horrendous play right now. So, without further ado, I'll go right into the matchups. Bro, Keem just has to choose. He has to, why did he choose that picture?
I didn't see none.
Bro, he has the
That you can't really see too bad.
Yeah, I know. Anyway, so in my matchup, I lost 106-123. I just chose the wrong quarterback, unfortunately. I chose Jordan Love over Caleb Williams. Unfortunately, that wasn't the right play. I mean, from the outside looking in, it felt like, the Packers game was an easy pick, like favorite 13.5. Good game at home at Lambeau with them coming into play. Panthers have been playing, a little bit high and low, but had a good little stretch of games. So hopefully I was trying to get that advantage that I thought it would create for my matchup, but fortunately it didn't. Went with Jordan Love. He had less than 10 points. Caleb on my bench with 43. So that was the whole difference right there for my game. Team played well, as you can see on the ticker on the side. Vidal was probably the only one that played pretty bad. I took a nap before Monday Night Football so I could watch their Lakers game, and I go to sleep. And I wake up and Sam Darnold's already thrown 4 touchdowns.
Oh, yeah,
so it's just like, all right, I guess, not winning this week. As you can see, his team played all right. He had a goose from Rome. Got 18 from the Steelers defense, 18 from Laporta, and 18 from JSN. Played one of my better weeks, just couldn't get it done, unfortunately.
Ravens D was a good wire.
Yeah.
Waiver wire. You've been on the waiver wire streak for me, been noticing that. But that was a risky play, in my opinion. But 2 is terrible. So, their Ravens D, I should say, is a risky play to play.
In general, I know, absolutely.
Because they're very good on paper. But in real football, they be getting scored on. So
100%.
I like that you stuck with them on a short week.
Had to. All right, so after that, we got Evan and Scoop. That might be the dog walk. Beat him by 55, it looks like. Oh, wait, hold on. That might not be.
52.
Just because I think I saw that Steen might have lost by a large margin.
I'm not gonna lie. I don't even be checking I'll be looking at my joint once I look. I'm like,
Oh,
damn.
trust me, bro. Once
It's
the
it's like
it's those last couple of moments where you refresh and you like think there's gonna be something good that happens, and then it's just like worse. But anyway, yeah. So Scoop lost by 52 to Evan, 133. As you can see, Rico Dowdle, Justin Herbert, Devontae Adams leading the way. Trey McBride and Amon St. Brown being models of consistency still in this point in the league in the season. Scoop just had an underperformance kind of across the board, unfortunately. Metcalf with 1, Willie Marks with 2, as some of the notable standouts who underperformed. Moving on to Quinn and Alex, 123 to 96. Yeah, I mean, Quinn had a good week. It was just a couple sub-10 performances. Worthy and Ferguson. Team played well overall, pretty well. Honestly, if it wasn't for Drake London and Kaimi Fairbairn for Alex, he wouldn't have had that crazy of a week. Drake London with 34, Kaimi Fairbairn with 18.
I sat Drake London in 2 leagues.
No way.
Week, I promise.
Sheesh.
Because he was hurt, and I definitely didn't like that he was going against Christian Gonzalez.
Yeah.
So I was really watching that game and just like, oh no, he's not going to score again. Scored again. Third one, I was like.
I sat Caleb Williams in 3 leagues. So
Yeah, Drake London, he hooped this one. There was definitely a statement game for them. Well, they still lost, but it was a statement performance, I should say, from him. He was going crazy.
Nah, 100%. The game that I was looking at, outside of mine, if I was looking at any other matchups, was Kemis and Zaire. They came in with very close records. Kemis getting the dub, 123 to 114. Lamar Jackson, Josh Jacobs, Ashton Genty led the way there. Jamar Chase and Jamison Williams both with 14 apiece. Zaire had a pretty good game. He got a good game from T-Law, 21 from him. Got 37 from Brock Bowers, so good to see my boy back. We played a good game against Jacksonville. Went for it on the second point, but we'll get to that in a little bit. 13 from both Jettas and James Cook helped him to victory. So looks like Steen was the dog walk because he wound up losing by 55 to Chris, 128 to 73. Twin 30s from Josh Allen and C-Mac. Puka Nakua with 19.3, but did leave with another injury. Josh Downs, 12-7. Steen got a goose from Keyshawn Booty. He left that game early, like first series or 2, and then nobody was above 10 besides Jared Goff. So, Bagley, the Colts kicker. And then rounding out the week, CP beat Jared 117.5 to 107.8.
This one was a good game. Low-key kind of like this. I feel like our teams competed. We were going neck and neck, but the Kyle Monungai dude, it just gets annoying because, like, the Bengals are just dookie, and it's like I just keep seeing him score growing. I thought Pittman was going to definitely have a good game. MHJ, I call him by. He definitely showed up. He had a big game. I thought he was going to go show out versus the Cowboys. I was actually hoping that Kyler played. He was a little banged up there. But Brissett looking like he playing better.
Yeah, got starting.
But yeah, CP's team, I think they were well-rounded this week. Never in my life, not even life, I shouldn't say that. Brian Thomas will never be started this season. I don't care what's going on. I'd rather would take a 0 before I start him again on mommies, bro. Like, I'm done. His spot is took.
Yeah.
So, unfortunately, that was a weak spot. Kyle Pitts wasn't doing much. Tajay Spears.
And I watched that whole game, too. Like, Parker Washington just clearly by a mile outplaying him.
I promise he will not be started for the rest of the season. The only other, I feel like, I won't say mistake or anything, but, like, we both had some good players on the bench. But Stafford, it's like, when I sit him, he'll have
blood.
But when I play him versus the Ravens, it's 1 touchdown pass.
Yeah, it makes no sense.
I don't know.
Which is like
the
league worst pass defense.
That's 2 games where that one-off decision throws off, like you said, like the end of the week. Like, you're like, oh, okay, win or loss. Like, that's the decision that goes into it. But I don't know, man. That's the tricky part.
2 quarterback decisions that I made. Like, I've been doing really well with, like, coaching my team. But 2 quarterback decisions I made is the difference between 5-4 and 3-6. So
literally
can't even be mad at it. Just got to be better.
Facts.
On the week 10 though. So yeah, let's go into some of the league matchups. Off the bat, we started with the Ravens-Dolphins game. They won big down in Miami. Lamar Jackson proven with the extra bye week. He got fully healthy, threw 4 touchdowns, so he played really well. Jaguars-Raiders, 30-29, good overtime game. Like I was saying, we went for 2, and Geno couldn't get it past the line. Batted pass. So T-Law actually looked really well. Etienne played really well as well. Another 1-point game. Patriots squeaked it out over the Falcons.
That was a good one.
That was a good game for sure. Chargers over Titans. Like you mentioned, Bears and Bengals combined for 89 points, 47-42, and an insane Colston leveling game winner. I will not be sitting Caleb Williams for the foreseeable future. They have the Giants this week, so definitely all systems go there because that is another shootout team similar to the Bengals. Speaking of them, they lost by 10 to the Niners, 34-24. Steelers over Colts, which is probably the biggest upset I think of the week for me. Broncos over Texans, they barely won. If CJ Stroud doesn't go into concussion protocol, they probably get upset. Vikings with an upset on the road against the Lions. JJ McCarthy.
That was the one for me.
JJ McCarthy looked really good. Quinn and I were talking about some props, and we were talking about JJ McCarthy, and lo and behold, he had a great game. Another big upset, Panthers on the road against Lambeau, like I mentioned a little bit earlier in the show. Rams over Saints, big. Bills over Chiefs. I think you said it, right? You called it. You were like...
they beat them in the regular season.
Yeah, regular season wins for the Bills and playoff wins for the Chiefs. And then the Seahawks, Commanders, Sunday Night Football, 38-14 to the Seahawks. And then Cardinals, Cowboys, 27-17. Cardinals, a lot of upset victories. Cardinals, Vikings, Panthers, Steelers, all getting upset victories in my book. I would say the game I liked the most was probably Jags-Raiders. It was just an entertaining game. Used most of overtime. And then the Vikings-Lions was a really competitive NFC North showdown. Any games that you had your eye on or stuck out to you?
I really was mostly the Detroit Vikings, the 1 o'clock, and the Falcons and Patriots I was watching. I kept my eye on like the game cast of the Steelers Colts. My dad, we be watching the Steelers games when we can sometimes, so Absolutely. We had that on. Yeah, that was really it. The 4 o'clock games, actually, shout out to my boy Trey. He had pulled up, he had visited his grandfather for his birthday. Shout out to his grandpa for sure, 70-something birthday party.
That's fire.
But he pulled up on Sunday afterward to watch the Chiefs Bills with me and she. So that was good vibes. But it was a good game, too.
That's what's up. Yeah, no, absolutely. We're officially in November. Kind of crazy to say. We only got 2 months left of the year.
It gets dark at 5 o'clock.
Yeah, pitch black at 5. Sidebar, make sure y'all voted today. Hopefully, polls just wrapped up. Make sure y'all voted today. And yeah, we'll continue to get moving and grooving through week 10. So, next part of our show, I will pass it over to you, Jared, and we can start talking about waivers going into week 10.
For
yeah.
Sure. I'm with that. So week 10, some waivers that I'm rocking with for QBs. So if they're obviously around, my favorite one would be Joe Flacco. I think ever since he's gotten traded, he's been very consistent, 20-point plus. He's thrown to elite wide receivers. Unfortunately, the defense kind of keeps them in games because they're not really building a lead on teams. It's usually, like you said, like a shootout kind of scenario. So I like that he has a lot of times to continue to play deep in the fourth quarter or having to score. Aaron Rodgers is still a sturdy option. I feel like he might be hanging around on the waiver wires, bye weeks coming up, injury protection. Jackson Dart, someone I've been liking his actual play. I feel like he definitely has a nice arm, and he's been hampered by a few drops. I saw Slayton drop a touchdown this past week. I don't know. I'm just liking what I'm seeing from him playing. So far, I think he's average. No, not average, but he's had about 20 points for the last month, so he's doing well as well.
Mm-hmm.
And then J.J. McCarthy, somebody like you said, played well. He could possibly make it more consistent because that's the fault. The flaw on him that I feel like I see on the play-to-play. He's not as consistent.
Right.
And then Brock Purdy, someone you can stash coming off injury. Kittle's back over there. Hopefully, maybe Ayuk might be coming back. So Pearsall. So you might have a assortment of weapons over there. Purdy stepping in the starting job again. You could be savvy and probably start stashing from your league mates. So
100%.
Running backs, I'll slide it to you, Brody.
Yeah, man. Just like I mentioned last week. If you don't have R.J. Harvey by now, you should definitely be an owner of him. It looks like the Denver offense is starting to make a little bit of a shift from him to J.K. is a little bit more of a 50-50 split as far as workload in the backfield. And then Kyle Monangai, as long as DeAndre Swift is coming up on the injury report, he's definitely a must start, must go. He runs hard. He plays
hard.
He plays like an old school running backs we grew up like them Steven Jacksons and Michael Turners and those type of running backs of yesteryear kind of runs like that. Another one that seems to get play as well, despite is Tajay Spears. Since he's been back, they had a dual threat with him and Tony Pollard. They seem to both be getting usage in the offense. Spears is definitely a better pass catching back, so you'll definitely see him on some of those scenarios, third down, shotguns, screen plays, and such. Isaiah Davis was one to watch, but with Breece Hall staying in New York, he was to continue to have backup RB output. Tank Bigsby is somebody to watch, but with Saquon having the bye week, probably came back and was able to maintain health going into the game this week against the Packers, I believe. Yeah, Packers have go coming into town. Or is it in? It might be in
Lambeau.
It's in Lambeau, yeah. And then Trey Benson. It's a bunch of different running backs over there. Cardinals look like they have an arrow pointing up right now, so maybe some optimism over in Arizona. So with Benson coming back, definitely keep an eye out on him. He was playing really well once James Conner went down. Wow, I haven't said that name in a long time. But keep an eye out on Trey Benson. He'll be returning soon. And then so I'll kick it to you for the wide receivers.
Wideouts for the week, I'm liking, like you mentioned, Parker Washington. Brian Thomas is officially buns. So, yeah, Travis Hunter is out for at least 3 more games. I think the connection's there with T-Law. I don't think he's someone you could super feel confident about starting, but the volume's there. Troy Franklin's another one playing with Bo Nix, high-powered offense. I feel like Bo Nix has had 2 of the last 3 games this past week. I know they played the Texans, but before that, I believe it was the Giants and Cincy. Yep. He was looking very good. Mm-hmm. Troy Franklin had a 2-touchdown performance. And, sometimes when Cortland Sutton's shadowed or maybe having a tougher matchup, that could be a player you look at. Romeo Doubs is one of my favorite ones. Josh Downs, 3 straight games with a TD. They just traded Adonai Mitchell to the Jets.
Yep.
So that frees up another, probably more snaps and everything for him as well. My boy Horton, you've seen another multi-touchdown game from him Sunday night. And then a sneaky one, I think you might have picked up Rashard Bateman.
Rashard Bateman.
I think he's someone, too, you can, if you're in a pinch, last-minute injury crunch. Lamar looks for him. They have a nice connection, and I just feel like he's also like one of those, he could take a play like Rashid Shaheed. You just get one pass, it might be like a 30, 40-yard play, but that can still help you kind of win your week and definitely give you the solid flex position you're looking for. So
100%.
Tight ends, I'll slide on you.
Yeah. And just a sidebar with the wide receivers, Jacoby Myers did go to Jacksonville. So while I do think Parker Washington is still a good play with the uncertainty of BTJ and the injury to Hunter, I still think that Parker Washington is a good play. And Jacoby Myers, he might be open in your league. And another guy like alongside Romeo Doubs, where they both been getting love, is like a Christian Watson. Mm-hmm. And then even that's it. That's who I was talking about. Yeah. So, and with tight ends, Gadsden, if he's still available in your league, definitely go after him. Hunter Fannin Jr. was probably available in some of your guys' leagues just because he had a bye week, so it's probably more likely to be dropped. So he's probably available. Go grab Hunter Fannin.
I was thinking Njoku got traded.
Or Harold Fannin, excuse me. But yeah, he was definitely on the trade block leading up. Njoku was for sure. Theo Johnson, I'm pretty sure he scored last week. Him and Dart been having a pretty solid connection. Barner playing really well in Seattle with Sam Darnold. His numbers do fluctuate. I had to start him in one of my leagues, so be wary of that. But Colston Loveland's probably the biggest one off of this list. I believe Cole Kmet came up injured in that game, and then you saw he had 6 for over 100, 2 touchdowns with a game-winning touchdown. They were down like 15 or something like that. 8 minutes left and came back and rallied. Never count out Ben Johnson's offenses. Insane game. But yeah, and let's kick it over to you. Place kickers.
Place kickers. A few that I really like this week coming off by McLaughlin. They're playing the Patriots. Patriots have a really, I won't say really good, but they have a stingier defense.
Yep.
They're well coached over that side of the ball, so I think it could be points where, definitely feel points are at a premium. Bucks offense is pretty good. I like Baker, but there'll be times they're definitely gonna have to go for a field goal. Definitely thinking Cam Little. I just saw him hit the NFL record for a field goal.
68.
Yeah, so
insane with room.
With room. So I'm thinking he should be definitely in consideration. All it takes is a couple kicks for him. Will Lutz, unfortunately, they're playing the Raiders this week. He's someone you can look for if your kicker's on a bye. Mm-hmm. Badgley, unfortunately, the Colts had a stinker this past weekend, but I think they'll get right. And then my boy Borregales. Borregales from the Patriots. I think that offense is very efficient, and I think they're usually in good points to score points, whether it's touchdowns or field goals. But I think he's a kicker. Surprisingly, you might be able to find, if you need it in the pinch, maybe 8 to 12 from.
It's crazy how good of offense Josh McDaniels looks when he goes back to New England, but running that shit in Las Vegas looked god awful. But looks good now.
No worries. Defenses? What we looking at?
Defenses. I see we got Buffalo here. Obviously, down in Miami, at Miami. They're favored 9.5 already. Easy play, easy money there. Definitely one to look at. It's actually a big play, probably the Jacksonville Jaguars. They had a pick on the Raiders this past week. Got to the quarterback a little bit, but they're down in Houston. Davis Mills, correct? Yeah, so Davis Mills.
Long neck.
Giraffe Mills about to start for the Texans. So definitely maybe some on the stream would be the Jaguars. Weirdly enough, they're favored 1.5 right now. Don't understand that.
The Jaguars or the Texans?
The Texans are favored.
No.
That's got to move. That'll move by Sunday. Detroit, they got at Commanders, another situation of a quarterback injury. Shout out to Jaden Daniels. One of the more gruesome injuries I've seen as of recent. Get well soon. That's a body part I do. Collarbone and elbow are two that I would not want to experience. And prayers to you. Hopefully Juju will make that recovery a little bit easier. That would be something I couldn't say if we were millions of followers. Anyway, Giants Bears. We got Chicago's defense. They got the Giants coming in. I mean, the Bears are hot right now. 5-3. It's kind of just one of those, like, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Ride the hot hand and play them. So I would say go for them. Not my first choice, but definitely someone to consider. The Browns defense is the Browns defense. Always tough nose. Always gonna.
They play the
put
Jets.
Pressure. Yeah, they have the Jets. So stink bowl right there in at the at MetLife. So get ready for that. And then another defense. Look out for the Ravens. I mean, I guess everybody just plays better in that locker room when Lamar's back, and they take all the ping pong tables out of the locker room. So definitely a team to look at there. They're favored 4.5 going into Minnesota. That should be a fun game. I'm actually looking forward to probably watch it. I'll probably watch a little bit more of that game than the others. That should be a good game in the 1 o'clocks. But so that's our waiver wire. Keep an eye on that. Tap in trade deadline was today, so it's a couple moving pieces. But that brings me into a good segue of the trade deadline, just to cover a little bit of NFL news. So my Raiders lost Jacoby Myers. He was looking for a trade all summer, all year. We just didn't see fit to give him the money that he deserved, considering he put up his career in high numbers in Vegas. Doesn't make sense to me because we don't really have a premier one now. I mean, Trey Tucker is good, but that's more like a deep threat, slot threat, Deshaun Jackson type, and then Tyler Lockett. It's not 2014, so it's not 2015, 16. So not sure like why we're housing a Seahawks reunion, but we are.
He said housing a Seahawks.
Literally. So like, not sure about that, but we move. I mean, hopefully he can take advantage of Travis Hunter being hurt. But anyway, I'll kick it to you, brother, because your team, I think it was the third most trade deadline moves. So, yeah, talk about some of the moves the Jets made. 2 big stars, a lot of money off the books. And then, yeah, your reactions to it as well. You guys had a big day.
I'm going to keep it clean. The Jets are clowns, right? Like, this will be the last time you see me put on this T-shirt or these hoodies, these letters, any of this, because it's clown nonsense. These guys will, unfortunately, they'll draft players like a Quinnen or a Sauce, and then it doesn't pan out. But then the real aspect of it is what they're selling the fans. Oh, we're 1-7, 1-8. This isn't a total rebuild. This isn't a teardown. We're trying to win games. Like, this team has no direction. It starts with the ownership. The owner, Woody Johnson, is a complete moron and clown. I'd probably tell him that to his face, for real. Like, he's just no kind of direction. There's a video 2 weeks ago. Yeah, him and Sauce, Garrett, such a good player. 2 weeks later, they're traded. So it's like, you know what I mean? You really can't take what they say with a grain of salt. It made sense, the Sauce deal. I think you got blown away with 2 firsts and the player back because we need receivers. The Quinnen one was surprising. I didn't think he was going to be moved, but I understood. First and the third, he's 27. We probably weren't going to re-sign him. And apparently he had made like trade demands behind the scenes. I think they said the first, it was 3, but one was after the Rodgers trade. Another was when him and Aaron Glenn had met. There was a third one at some point. But, I'll take, again, everything with a grain of salt. These beat writers are just handed these stories from the team, so who knows how true that is. But, the Jets were 1-8, 1-9, 1-8, 1-7, whatever we are. It's just looking foolish. Again, I don't trust any of them people to make any of these draft picks. That definitely means both the GM and the coach are staying beyond the season, and I'm boycotting until we're 500. I'm not spending a dime. I promise I'm not spending a dime on a jersey. Definitely was never buying another jersey, but just gear, apparel, tickets, like that's chalk. So, again, I wore this to commemorate, celebrate, but this will be the last time I can proudly wear anything Jets. Like, it's just getting ridiculous.
And I think
it's ridiculous.
It's bad, man. Like, I mean, trust me, we've been fans of dumpster fires for pretty much our entire existences, besides maybe 1 or 2 years where there's a glimpse of hope.
We haven't had, I think, a winning season since 2015.
Ours is
literally 10 years.
2016.
Literally. That's what they're telling us. Like, that's what we're supposed to still support. Like, no return on investment, no nothing. Like,
no optimism, no glimpse of hope, no shining light.
That's all they'll sell is oh, we got draft pick. That's what they're selling. I'm not buying that. I want to see a home playoff game. I'm 31 years old. I would like to see a home playoff game. That's where my wish list starts. Let's start with winning a home playoff game or win a division, either or, and we can go on away from there. Like, how about a 10-win season? You know what I'm saying? Like, I got a checklist too.
Right.
But
I'm glad y'all were still able to get 2 1s for Sauce, though.
Definitely.
Still got some solid value for the guy. But I don't think Ice Spice will be too fond of going to Indy.
He's not even dating her. He's dating Lotto's sister now.
Oh, he does have Brooklyn. I did see that.
He's so focused on that. Like, let him deal with that. Like, you know what I'm saying? He ain't making no moves on the field.
What a transition, yeah. Shout out to Sauce on that. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah, for sure. Shout out to him off the field. On the field?
Off the field for sure. But, a lot of good moves. I know there was a couple of smaller moves. I think Logan Wilson got moved. Jair Alexander obviously got moved a little bit earlier in the week.
We traded Michael Carter to the Eagles.
Yep.
We should have traded Brees, but the Chiefs are being cheap with that fourth, so I kind of see what we held out.
I saw the Saints moved their tackle to the Chargers because Joe Alt just got hurt. So I think they just moved the tackle over there for a 7.
Raheed Shaheed went to the Seahawks.
Yep. Rashid Shaheed to the Seahawks for sure. I like that move.
Definitely.
That'll be dope to see how he fits in with Cooper Kupp and Barner.
He reminds me of kind of like a Robbie Anderson kind of player.
Oh, that's a good comparison.
Streaky.
You know what's funny? He's still playing in the league. I saw him. He suits up for somebody right now, but he's playing in the league currently. So shout out to Robbie Chosen. But yeah, just a little, keep you guys in the loop on the NFL happenings. But we will go right into the rankings, do the rankings, and then GTP as usual, and then we will do rapid fire. Get up out of here. You want me to start?
You however you want to do it. It don't matter.
All right, bet. I'll start real quick. Teams on bye this week. You got Cincinnati, you got Kansas City, you got the Cowboys, and you got the Titans. So Dak Prescott owners and CeeDee Lamb owners, Jamar Chase owners, Pat Mahomes, Travis Kelce owners. Make sure you guys are paying attention to that segment that we just had and making the adjustments accordingly. With that being said, Josh Allen, Lamar, simple starts, easy starts. One I would be looking at is J.J. McCarthy. He proved that he came back from his injury, played really well. Although the Ravens defense did play better this week, being at the crib, I do think that might be a high-scoring game. And J.J. McCarthy might be able to pull up and bring the noise. Caleb Williams is probably a must-start right now, the way he's playing football. Him and Jackson Dart, I think, are good starts for that game. Both defenses tend to get into shootouts, and both of those quarterbacks will rise to the occasion. They like kind of playing behind, but they score a lot of points. Both offenses are moving the ball really well and scoring a lot of points. Drizzy Drake May is another guy I like to start. He's just really good. I was wrong about him, like overly wrong about Drake May. He's a baller. They have the Buccaneers. That'll be one I think is another shootout going down to Tampa. I think will be interesting to see how Drake May plays, but I think he's a good start. And then one more I like would probably be Jared Goff going into Washington. It'll be interesting to see how Mariota plays, but that Lions offense, their Commanders defense just got tore up, so I expect them to get tore up again, to be quite honest and keep it simple. Pump the brakes on Jordan Love as an owner 2 years in a row now. His valleys are low, but his peaks are high, and there's no middle ground. I think he's only had 15 plus, like three out of the last like 6 or 7 weeks. So pump the brakes there. Don't expect that performance from T-Law every week. They have a more difficult matchup this week.
Got Houston, I believe.
Yeah, with Houston going into Texas, despite their quarterback situation, is still going to be a tough matchup. They keep teams in games. They had Bo Nix, who's been on an electric run, shut him virtually down this past week. So keep an eye on that. Obviously, you don't play Geno. You don't play Justin Fields. Be wary on guys like Michael Penix and Brock Purdy. But running backs, who do you like this week?
Definitely, like we always say, start your studs. There's a few though I definitely like. I know Kamara's coming off a stinker.
Yeah.
I know it's gonna sound bad. I'll hold my nose and play him versus the Panthers. If he can't get it done this week, then I'd look to replace him. But he's someone. It's gonna sound bad, but I would be higher on this week. I'm looking for Kyle Monunga if he was to start again. I think the opportunity he's gonna receive would be really big versus Giants. Quinshawn Judkins, like the Quentin Williams trade we just talked about, recapped. He's someone I'd be looking for, maybe possibly a multi-touchdown game. I think the Browns, it'll be a close kind of game. And then, definitely the Jets' run defense isn't good. Higher on Kyron this week. I think the Rams are playing the 49ers. They've lost Bosa and Fred Warner. Mm-hmm. So I think he's primed for like a bigger week. Jalen Warren, I like what I saw from him last week.
He looked really good last week,
Mm-hmm.
especially against tough-nosed Indy.
Definitely. So I think he can carry that on against another Chargers run D who had his peaks and valleys a little bit too. They got tore up by the JCM and the Commanders like week 5, but I remember they were missing Khalil Mack and Denzel Perryman, so they can come back.
Absolutely.
We'll see, but it definitely could be a good game for Warren on the ground. I'm not too high on. I know it's going to sound bad. Like Josh Jacobs is somebody I really like all the time. I don't think he's going to have a ceiling game versus Philly. They have a tough run defense. Brees Hall versus the Browns, I'm not really inclined to. I think he'll get volume. I just don't know what his yardage output will look like. But he has potential to score. Travis Etienne versus Texans, they're a really tough defense. I like Genty, his volume, but who you guys got this? Raiders are playing the Broncos on a short week.
Yeah, tomorrow or Thursday night, excuse me.
Yeah, I think Genty's in to struggle a little bit this week. Broncos defense, definitely, I feel like they're going to key in on him. You guys just traded Myers, so probably just going to be, in the run game, literally shut down Genty and then don't get beat by Bowers.
Yep.
Not big on the Texans running game, especially with a starting or backup quarterback. And then I think JCM is unplayable at a certain point, especially with Mariota in there. I think the offense is not going to be the same, and I think he's under 6 points his last 3 or 4 games. So He's someone I'd be quickly looking to either replace, get out of lineups, or even probably drop. So
Philly also picked up Jalen Phillips from Miami.
They did
for more front four help. So. Just another rotational player on that defensive line, Tettle.
He might start for them. I mean, I know they got rid of like Bryce Huff and all that, and they had Zadarius Smith. I just don't know who their edge is right now, but I feel like he might low-key start for them.
Probably will. Yeah, I've always liked Jalen Phillips. He has a good energy. But
wide receivers, all you.
Wide receivers, I like Amon-Ra St. Brown. I think Marshawn Lattimore picked up a knock in that game. I mean, he's
trash regardless.
Yeah, regardless.
He's cooked.
But I like Amon-Ra St. Brown. I think they have the opportunity to blow them out and create some separation. Hopefully try to create some separation in the NFC North. I like what I saw from MHJ, Marvin Harrison Jr. last night on Monday Night Football against the Cowboys. I do know that the Seahawks do have a good defense, but I know their secondary is a little banged up with guys like Julian Love going on and off the injury report. And Brissett's a little bit more
better.
Yeah, just more efficient and can get the ball to him. Trey McBride, someone will probably mention in the tight ends who will definitely show good volume. I think another play is a guy like Michael Pittman. A.D. Mitchell just left that wide receiver room, and I just think that he'll continue to lead those wide receivers. D. Jones, make sure him, Pierce, Downs, Tyler Warren, and obviously MVP candidate Jonathan Taylor. He makes sure they're all fed. So with Michael Pittman being the top target guy, I'll continue to start him. Cortland Sutton. He's got the Raiders on a short week, but they're favored 8.5. I think our biggest weakness is our secondary. So as much as we make Max and the boys up front put pressure on the quarterback, we definitely still let teams take the top off as far as the passing game goes. So definitely look Cortland Sutton's way. As far as pumping the brakes, just think about the injured quarterbacks we've been mentioning, right? Like Davis Mills, so be a little bit weary about Nico Collins, right? G5 has a Denzel Ward shadow, but I wouldn't be starting any Jets anyway. Olave has a J.C. Horn shadow, which I watched a lot of the Panthers defense there. Sneaky, underrated defense. They play hard, and obviously has Shuck as his quarterback. Debo without JD5. And then, be wary of Marvin Harrison Jr., but also just keep an eye on him at the same time because he's been proven to play well with his quarterback, Brissett as his quarterback. So as far as tight ends, I'm sure my guy Brock Lesnar is at the top. What tight ends you like?
Definitely Brock is the number one for me this week. But there's a few otherwise that I do like. I like Cleveland's tight ends versus the Jets. Their secondary is not too good. We're starting a rookie, Malachi Moore at safety. I just think Harold Fannin Jr. could be a mismatch for them if they do decide to pass. I'm really liking the Steelers tight ends this week. Fryermuth's coming off a good game.
Yep.
You mentioned Colston Loveland as a waiver wire target. I think this is a point in his season where, as a rookie, you're so far focused on like inline blocking or inline routes blocking. Whatever, if they run slot. I don't really watch his
the little things,
but he's probably getting his feet. Had his feet wet the first half of the season. Now he's like, okay, how can I increase my production? I think Ben Johnson will look towards having his role increase.
Absolutely.
Kincaid's one that's just up and down this year. You play him a week before. I think when I had Scoop, Kincaid didn't do much. But then this week he has a big game, so I think I like him a lot versus Miami this week. Mark Andrews is somebody that you can never count out. I feel like as Lamar's a favorite red zone target, he's always in play. But Gadsden definitely somebody big. I think versus Steelers. The Steelers had a really good showing this past week.
100%.
I still don't care. Like Joey Porter, he's cool. Jalen Ramsey and them guys, they're a little bit past their prime. What's the boy Slay over there?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like if they throw them on Gadsden, I'm taking the matchup with Gadsden all the time. So I'm higher on him. But I even think you can get away with Theo Johnson this week versus
100%.
Chicago.
100%.
I think he's a sleeper. I think he's a red zone option for Dart. Yeah, I've just been seeing a lot of drops, unfortunately, with that team. So hopefully he can snag one and keep the streak alive. This week, definitely, I'm going to, like we said, Jets players. Mason Taylor is somebody I thought he was having a good couple weeks stringing together. I'm just a little bit worried about him this week versus the Browns. Very tough defense, very good secondary. Zach Ertz is somebody with Marcus Mariota throwing the ball. I know he'll get his looks, but I just don't know if he'll have that kind of same output or ceiling or upside, I should say, as Jaden Daniels throwing him the ball. And then Dalton Schultz, I'd get away from. Tough matchup, and then backup quarterback.
Yep.
He had a little upside with Nico out. So
absolutely.
But I'll kick it your way for the place kickers.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. With the kickers, we talked about earlier, Cam Little set a record, 68 yards. Had room to probably get to 70. Insane athletes these kickers are transcending to be these days for sure. Cameron Dicker, for me, he's been another flex. Like he's been a double flex. He gets 10 plus every game. Super solid, super sturdy. Chargers offense is a well-oiled machine. They get down the field, they fall on a field goal or reach for a touchdown. So they have an opportunity to always score points. Bagley, despite the Colts' success, he still had a pretty solid game. Eddie Pinheiro is another one that you could look. He's been kicking really well for San Fran. CMC gets in the end zone or whether they get up a little short, he's been the one to knock it in. He's been playing really well, really efficient as well, especially with the iffy Bay Area weather that he could receive. And then staples like Chris Boswell, Caleb McLaughlin's coming off a bye. Caleb McLaughlin's had pretty sure 10 plus in the last couple weeks, so he's been really well, playing really well. Pump the brakes on Tyler Loop. That could be a touchdown game with the Vikings, but he will be indoors, so if he gets a chance. But I see a lot of touchdowns going that game, so be wary of that. Kaimi Fairbairn might not be in a lot of good field position with Davis Mills at the helm. Daniel Carlson, same thing, but we have our starting quarterback. We just stink. And then Nick Folk, Cardi, my other kickers that I just wouldn't run to, if you will, and just make sure that check all the indoor games. If you see a solid player playing indoors, New Orleans, Vegas, Atlanta, Minnesota, arenas or stadiums like that, those guys will have to deal with wind. So definitely something to think about. And then defenses, what you got for the green lights?
I'm in favor of. There's a few that I really like this week. Detroit amongst them, Denver. I'm really digging Jacksonville this week. Cleveland's one that you can probably secure on the waiver wire. They're, like I said, versus the Jets. High on Buffalo this week versus Tua. I think we and Evan were chatting about this, but I think Carolina's in play versus Tyler Shough, whatever his name is. Baltimore. I'm sorry. Yeah, Baltimore definitely versus J.J. McCarthy. He's very inconsistent, but could have a couple turnovers. Chicago's defense is a roll of the dice versus the Giants. Giants are feisty, but there's definitely sack potential there, turnover potential. Houston's defense, I'd say they're still start worthy without their quarterback, but just be mindful. Like, they could be at a disadvantage because Davis Mills could be throwing picks and giving up points like that. There's a few defense though that I'm not as high on. They're actually playing each other this week, so like the Eagles and the Packers defenses, how to get away from. The Steelers and the Chargers defenses, I'd probably get away from. The Bucks and Patriots defenses, I'd probably get away from both of them. But
middle of the pack.
Yeah, so it's like, well, some of them are good, but like it's just hard because like I don't think those are all like. I don't. Yeah, like you said, kind of middle of the pack, but outputs. Like I can see those defense having like 6 points or less.
Yeah.
So definitely would get away from those. The Rams, San Fran, they struggle. They're actually division opponents. They had a really close game earlier this year, so I would kind of get away from those. And then Arizona, I wouldn't be looking to play this week, but I think you could definitely take your chances with a couple of them if you really had to. That would be our rankings for Week 10. Definitely feel free, like, comment, subscribe if you have any of these questions or if you had any of the decisions that you had to make and they paid off for you for last week or any upcoming weeks. That'd be cool to hear some good ones.
All right.
But yeah.
Bold predictions, guess the player, rapid fire. We are going to take a quick second break, but it won't feel like that. Well, it will feel like a quick second to you guys, but we're going to take a couple minutes and take a break, and we'll be back in a second, literally.
Perfect. Cool.
And we're back. All right, cool. 3 more segments left, and then we'll get you guys out of here. We appreciate y'all. Like, comment, and subscribe, and hitting that notification bell. There was a spike in last week's episode, so we appreciate y'all for tapping in and staying in tune. So, bold predictions. Let me go over Week 9 for Jared. Number 1, Javonte Williams, Josh Jacobs, Ashton Genty, Christian McCaffrey, all 100-plus scrimmage yards and a touchdown. So break down where that one fell through. I think we had touchdowns from Genty and CMC, no touchdowns from Javonte and Jacobs. They all didn't finish top 10. I think half of them did. And half of them, I think CMC might have been the only one that had 100-plus. Mahomes and Allen combined for 7 touchdowns. That did not happen. The Chargers and Rams both finishing top 10 at their position this week. That did not happen. And then Gazden scoring a touchdown for the 3rd straight game did not happen. So a little bit of a lower.
It was
that's why they're bold predictions, right?
Nothing wrong with it.
Nothing wrong with it at all. So let's fast forward to the current week of Week 10. And you got 4 more bold predictions for the people.
We right back to the drawing board for real. This week, I do like, you mentioned him earlier, Jared Goff is somebody I'm really high on this week. Commanders' defense is trash. I'm going to go out and say Lions score 5 touchdowns this week. And I got Goff throwing at least 3, or maybe having 3 total. If he runs one in, I'll count that, right?
Yeah.
I got Josh Allen probably finishing his QB1 this week versus Miami. I'm playing against Josh Allen, so I expect nothing less. Jaguars defense, I got them scoring a defensive touchdown, having multiple turnovers and sacks, and finishing top 10 on the week. They're playing the Texans. Their offensive line, I don't think I could really name a player. I don't think there's one worth mentioning either. I just think they're very shaky. Jags defense is very underrated. I believe, I believe they're home. No, maybe the Texans are home. But
in Houston.
Yeah. Either way, I think the Jaguars are going to come to play. They know those 2 teams know each other well, so I think this is going to be a defensive game for the Jags, or at least for their defense to go out and win the game. And then I got Rico Dowdle, another multi-touchdown game, finishing his top 10 RB on the week. You've seen the coaches kind of come to the realization like he is, unfortunately, the better player right now. They signed Chuba to that extension and stuff, but Rico on a 1-year free agent deal has outpaced him, outplayed him. So I think once the coaches kind of realized that and kind of went back to what the hot hand was, I think going forward you'll see Rico Dowdle, kind of have his full value again. So instead of that split, I think if it's more 70-30 Rico Dowdle, he's going to have those big spike weeks. And versus the New Orleans Saints, you can do just about anything. So fire up Rico Dowdle. I got him as a top 10 play on the week.
You might just get hit with that Rico.
For sure.
But, yeah, no cap. He's been balling. I don't know what got into him, but
he trying to get paid.
Trying to get paid. For show.
He trying to get paid. But, yeah, that was bold predictions on the week. Again, feel free to, if you like to tail or tag it, let us know how we're doing. It's been pretty fun coming up with those. We still got, 2 segments left? Guess the player, and then we do the rapid fire predictions. So we can jump right into Guess the Player.
Let's do it.
I got 5 this week. I got a QB, running back, receiver, tight end, and a defense. So, again, I like to let you choose.
All right, bet. Blah, blah, blah. Wide receiver.
All right. Dan knows ball, y'all, so we're going to see.
Let's see.
This one is currently wide receiver 102 on the year. Jesus is right. 23.3 points on the year scored total. 23.3.
That's bad.
He averages 3.88 points per game. No typos. 3.88 points per game. He has 27 targets for 12 receptions, 173 receiving yards, no touchdowns. He's only missed 2 games due to injury. The same receiver in 2024 was wide receiver 31. They had a total points on the year 161.2. They averaged 10.75 points per game. Finished the year with 64 receptions, 995 yards, 5 touchdowns. They had 6 red zone targets. And they went 0 for 1 in passing. And last year they only had 1 game where they missed, and they left 1 early. So they were pretty healthy. But this player has fallen off a cliff this year, and I just can't seem to know why. Can't. He's been. I've rostered him at one point. I'll give you that hint.
You rostered him at one point.
I actually started him.
Cooper Kupp.
No, I mean this year, I should say. I rostered him at one point.
Okay. All right. Wide receiver 102 is diabolical.
Diabolicalness.
So they had to be somebody. Notable names that fell off.
I won't say he's super
not notable,
but like he's on the cusp of like a good, promising player. It's just, I don't know what's going on with him this year. Just a heads, I didn't put it in there, but he had 106 targets last year, so he was focal. He had 106 targets, 64 receptions, 992 receiving, and then 5 touchdowns. So he was a nice piece. Finished as a wide receiver 31 last year. Currently receiver 102.
Ricky Pearsall?
He's not as bad as Ricky, but like he's amongst that, like a younger receiver. He's older than Pearsall, but he just hasn't hit any kind of stride this year.
Is it NFC?
NFC.
Like Tyler Lockett? No, Tyler Lockett's on my team. Don't count. That don't count.
You're good.
That's a check swing.
I like to phrase that. You said a check swing.
That was a check swing. NFC, go East. Alan Lazard?
No, but he's of that ilk. Like he had a nice kind of connection with his quarterback last year. I'd say he's like kind of, I won't say the favorite, but he had a good connection with the quarterback last year, and this year they have a new quarterback, and it just, I don't know. I think that's the one that I could kind of pinpoint. It's just, it ain't the same. I'm sorry, this is a deep pull though.
No. This is a good one. Like, NFC. I'm trying to think of. Oh, Jaden Reed. Oh, so Jaden Reed. I was about to
say because he was hurt. Like he's hurt now. Like the player we talking about, he only missed 1 or 2 games.
Oh, okay, all right, go. All right, who was it?
Darnell Mooney.
See,
and the thing is, I started him.
That's a good one.
I think 2 weeks ago when they played the Dolphins, when the Falcons was over, and he just did nothing. And I watched the game this week. I'm like, yo, how is he getting 1 or 2 targets? Like,
That's a good one. That was a good pull.
Yeah, I was high on him this year coming in. I was like, oh, okay. He was hurt coming into the season, but I was like, maybe he'll be like a sleeper once he gets healthy. No, he hasn't done much this year.
All right, 0 for 1.
No
let's do the defense.
The defense, let's get it. All right, this defense is currently DST 20 on the year. They have a total of 48 points flat, so they average 6 points per game on the week. They're averaging an allowance of 311.2 yards per game. They're averaging just under 21 points per game. They have no defensive touchdowns on the year. That could change this weekend. 25 sacks, so they're tied 5th in the league. They have no safeties. They only have 4 picks, so they have, looks like they're tied for the 4th lowest in the league. They have 10 fumbles forced. They have 5 recovered, so they're tied 4th in the league with that. And they have 1 block kick. In 2024, this was DST number 8. They had a total of 136 points. Flat, they averaged 8 points per game. They were averaging an allowance of 341.5 yards per game. Allowed 21.2 points per game. They had 3 defensive touchdowns, 39 sacks, 1 safety. They were tied 4th last year in interceptions with 16. And then they had 18 fumbles forced. They were 1st in fumbles recovered with 16. So they were going crazy. They had 32 turnovers, but no blocks last year. And the hint is that literally they have a really good chance of getting a defensive touchdown this week. So
Jacksonville.
Very close, but no. Very close. Think of who's giving out points offensively, and then they're a good waiver this week. I've also had them for a split second.
Oh, Baltimore.
Very close. But you're like, the B was there. I shouldn't have said that, but. Buffalo it is. That's the one, because I mean, low-key, like, I pick on Tua, but, like, it's like, unfortunately, like, him, Geno, it's a few quarterbacks that are just, like, unfortunately, you just have to try to play their matchup.
Oh,
and I feel like Tua, the Bills had at one point, it was like the second ranked pass
Dylan Gabriel.
Yeah, exactly. Tyler Show.
Yeah, Tyler Show. Yep.
But yeah, I didn't realize the Bills, they had like 30 all them turnovers last year. This year, I'm like, they're okay, but not too.
That makes sense. I can see them being a high fumble recovery team. Makes a lot of sense.
They were definitely pretty smooth last year.
All right, so that was.
We did the receiver and we did defense. So we got 3 more. I got a running back, quarterback, and a tight end.
Tight end.
All right, so this is currently tight end 21 on this year.
21.
He got a total of 51.5 points. He's averaging 7.36 points per game. He got 41 targets on the year, 27 catches for 260 receiving yards, 2 touchdowns, 3 red zone targets. He's only missed 1 game this year due to injury. Last year, he finished as tight end 11. He had a total of 116.5 points. He averaged 10.6 points per game. He had 97 targets for 64 catches, 505 yards receiving, 5 touchdowns, 9 red zone targets, and 2 two-point conversions. However, he still finished tight end 11, but he missed 6 games due to injury.
Zach Ertz.
Close. But this is a player like a red zone bucket, and he's like one of those reliable tight ends. He's not flashy, he's not pretty, but he's like a Toyota Camry of tight ends. That helps.
Kincaid? He's not really.
He's a little bit more athletic than those two. Definitely a little bit more athletic.
That's 2 strikes. Athleticism.
He can do like a backflip. Maybe that was one of his celebrations. I remember he's like did a backflip.
Who is shit. Why can't I think of his name? It's like right there. The Higbee?
I thought you were about to say it too. You said duh. I was like, oh.
I've already got 3 strikes, but I want to get this one. I was about to say his name.
I spelled his name crazy one episode. David Njoku.
Oh, God.
Yeah, that one.
I can do it. I'm like thinking, like, who can do a backflip?
I remember him doing some kind of backflip sometime.
He does. He does he'll like spike the ball, but he gets like super like he'll like jump high as hell, spike the ball. But damn. All right, 0 for 3.
No worries.
Quarterback.
This was a deep pull because a lot of these good players I looked at they're underperforming this year. So I guess
that's
that might
fine.
have been a theme this
like
year, this week.
The underperformers of the year so far. That's fire. Quarterback.
Quarterback. All right. This one is currently quarterback 25 on the year. He has a total of 122.14 points. He averages 15.27 points per game. On the year, he's 162 completions over 241 attempts. Good for 67%. 1,701 yard passing. He's tied in picks and interceptions with 11. He has 21 sacks. 27 rushes for 81 yards, so he's averaging 3 yards per carry. No rushing touchdowns, but he does have a 2-point conversion this year, and he has a fumble. Last year, he was quarterback 13 on the year. He finished with a total of 308 points flat. He averaged 18.12 points per game, 407 passing completions across 578 passing attempts, good for 70%. 4,320 passing yards. He had 21 touchdowns, 15 interceptions. He had 50 sacks last year. I'm sure he was hurting. Dang.
That's a lot.
53 rushing attempts, 272 yards. So he was good for 5.1 yards per carry. He had 2 rushing touchdowns, 5 red zone attempts, but he had 9 fumbles last year.
I'm just going to say my first guess, just because of the 11 picks, is Geno
Smith. I was like, maybe I can sneak that part, but that's what I thought. I was like, you're gonna know off the interception.
Yeah. Geno Smith,
bro. I rock with Geno because he was a former Jet, but like,
I wish I had those numbers from last year. Shit.
You telling me? I'm hoping he turned around, but
damn, 50 sacks. Yeah,
bro. 50 sacks is insane. All right, so we got one more in the week. We're going to finish up with the running back. This one currently, RB 58 on the year. 58. He's total 29.3 points. He averages 3.26 points per game. 41 rushing attempts, only for 197 yards. He's averaging 4.8 a carry. He had his first touchdown of the year this past week, so that's my hint. He has 6 targets, 5 catches, 11 receiving yards, no touchdowns. Just 1 red zone attempt, minimal red zone usage this year. Really random and surprisingly, 192 return yards on the year. He had 52 week 3. He had 99 week 8 and 41 week 9. I didn't know they were using him as a returner, but I'll throw that in there.
Mm-hmm.
Last year, he was RB 29. He had a total of 149.80 points. He averaged 10.7 points per game, 187 rushes, good for 799 rushing yards, 8 touchdowns. He was averaging 4.3 yards per carry, 25 targets, good for 20 catches, 159 yards, no touchdowns receiving. He had 26 red zone touches and 2 fumbles lost last year. So another hint, he got traded this offseason. So now he's a backup.
Raheem Mostert. He's our returner. I felt good about that.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, he returns our kicks.
This guy ran. I wouldn't have guessed that he would be returning kicks, but that was very eye-opening for me. So
running back, backup back.
This is somebody he was on a couple. Maybe he was on my team when he was a rookie, and then the following year. So he's on my team a couple of seasons. I kind of like him as a player, as a person, but I don't know. I'm trying to think of another hint I can give away without giving away a main hint.
AFC or NFC?
NFC. He got traded from NFC, still within NFC too.
Charbonnet doesn't return anything, does he?
Mm-mm.
Okay, strike 2.
No, it wasn't because I was saying you just asked, but like Charbonnet hasn't gotten traded either.
Oh, right. Did Jordan Mason return kicks?
That's a great guess though. That is a great guess, but you're very close. Think more along those teams also. That could be something I can give you.
When you say that, makes me think of the division. So Packers, Vikings, Lions.
Think NFC too, though.
Bigsby?
Mm-mm.
All right, I give up.
This one was B-Rob, Brian Robinson.
Oh.
Yeah. I rock with him just because, unfortunately, when he got shot, I like the whole comeback story and everything.
I forgot about B-Rob. He does return.
I don't know why they have him returning kicks and stuff, but
yeah, he does.
Yeah, and he scored his first touchdown. I didn't know that he didn't score, and they were like, CMC was talking about it in the presser. He was like, like we were hoping he would get one this week. So yeah, shout out to my guy B-Rob.
All right, good ones. Those are good ones.
It was. I'll be honest. I was literally scraping the bottom barrel.
You just gassed me talking about no ball. That was
you still no ball. Again, like these are deeper pulls. Like we're talking about receiver 102, like running back 58. Like this is hard.
No, that's fair.
But definitely, y'all could. Like I said, definitely can rock with us because there's gonna be some fun ones. Some weeks, like you said, you got Geno off the rip.
Yeah, I did. Whack ass quarterback.
But fellas.
Oh, we just got rapid fire.
Yeah, let's rock it up. Let's close it out with rapid fire on this coming week's games, week 10.
Yep.
We're gonna start it with your team. We got the Raiders, Broncos Thursday night. Broncos at home.
Broncos.
I agree. Jets and Browns. Jets are at home. I'm gonna say the Browns. I think their defense is gonna travel and definitely cause some havoc for
Browns.
us. I agree. Falcons and Colts at 9:30. I guess they're in Berlin, so a little wacky. I think I'd stick with the Colts here in a quote-unquote home game.
I agree. They should bounce back.
Jaguars, Texans home. I'm going to heavily lean towards the Jaguars without C.J. Stroud. I'm projecting to miss, so yeah, I'll go with Jaguars.
I agree. Jaguars.
Bills at Dolphins. Bills by a mile.
Bills by a million.
Patriots and Bucks. This one's tough, but I do think the Patriots. I think the Bucks still win. I think they end the Patriots 6-game winning streak. They're at home.
I agree. I think
it could be one of my favorite games to watch this coming slate, though.
Just coming off the bye, I think the Buccaneers should get healthier. They should be fresh, ready to go. So I'll go with Tampa as well.
Like that. That's definitely going to be a good game. Bears, Giants. This one is definitely a toss-up, but I'd say I liked what I saw from the Bears. If they can be more consistent, hopefully not turn the ball over either, maybe they could pull out a win for this versus Giants. And they're at home, so I'll give them the Bears. Give me the Bears.
I agree, but it'll be interesting to see if Burns, Carter, and Thibodeau put pressure on the quarterback because Caleb does like to run for his life. I'm going to go with the Bears, though.
Bears? Okay. Ravens at Vikings.
I don't know about this, man.
I'm going to say the Ravens. I think they definitely know that they can kind of potentially catch the Steelers for the title or the AFC North title.
Yeah.
So I think they're in full, pedal to the metal. They know they got to play catch-up. I like the Ravens to come through here, battle the purple people.
Facts. I would pick the Ravens I'll pick the Vikings if it wasn't for that exact statement. I think Lamar knows, got all the BS out of the locker room. They're locked and loaded. So I agree. If it wasn't for any of that, I think the Vikings would win. But I think the Ravens are hungry, so Ravens.
Saints at Panthers. Give me the Panthers.
Panthers.
Cardinals at Seahawks. I liked the Seahawks a lot more if Kyler were starting. But I think it'll be a closer, tougher game for the Seahawks. Agree. I think the Seahawks squeak it out. They're playing well, and they're at home.
I think that they have a 6.5 line right now. I think it should be 2.5. I agree. I think Jacoby Brissett has the Cardinals offense looking a little bit better, but the Seahawks are playing really good football right now. Seahawks.
Facts. I can see that being a 24-21 game. Mm-hmm. Lions at Commanders. Lions by a mile. Yeah.
Lions by a mile.
Rams at 49ers. This one, I'm going to say Rams. Give me the Rams here. I think they get revenge for the earlier season matchup.
The Rams won the first one?
I think the 49ers won the first
one. The 49ers won the first one.
I'm pretty sure. I could be wrong, but if my memory serves, because I remember I played the Rams defense that week and they had 1 point. I want to say they lost.
49ers, they won the first one overtime.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with the Rams. I don't think anybody really sweeps in the NFC West. I feel like they all catch one off of each other.
Steelers at Chargers. I'm actually gonna go Chargers here. I'm a little shaky because they just lost Joe Alt, and I'm kind of concerned about the run game with that. Protecting Herbert, but I don't know. I got to see it again from the Steelers defense. They got to Daniel Jones, but I want to see if they can get to Herbert. So give me the Chargers.
I like the Chargers as well. I think there's the balance of the universe. The Steelers getting that win over Indy. Like, they should lose this one. Yeah.
I like the Chargers receivers versus Steelers secondary big time.
Yeah.
But one of probably the best matchup on the week. One of the best matchups though. Eagles at Packers. Definitely locked and loaded to watch this game.
This game is always in prime time.
Oh
like,
yeah.
Whenever
absolutely.
they play this Eagles Packers, it's always prime time.
Last year was a Friday night game. Beginning of the season.
Yeah. Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
This one, I'm going to say the Eagles. I don't like to fool myself in the Packers. They just lost Tucker Kraft. And I think if the Eagles can shut down Josh Jacobs on the ground, the Packers are going to have to pass on them. And I don't know if they'll be able to win the game doing it. But
I agree. They look too bad against Carolina. The Eagles don't play around like that. So, they're going to come in ready to play football. So, Eagles, as much as I hate to pick them every week. But yeah, that's rapid fire. Appreciate y'all for tapping in. I know the last couple have been a little bit longer than usual because we do the GTP segment now. So we appreciate y'all locking in, tapping in. Like, comment, subscribe. Happy November. 2 months left in the year. Thanksgiving around the corner. Crazy. Quinn's birthday is around the corner in a couple
Big
weeks.
facts.
So. As always, love your mom, brother, sister, cousin, auntie, uncle, nephew, grannies, grandparents. Make sure y'all pray. Make sure y'all tell them you love them. Make sure y'all drinking water. Jared, any shout-outs?
Shout out to our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ for
Yes,
sure.
sir.
We're on the wake up list this whole week, so that's always a positive. Shout out to I'm just gonna throw it out there. Like, I'm liking what I'm seeing with a lot of the young people getting out there voting. So shout out to all those who voted today for sure. Shout out to the Jets for now making football unwatchable for the foreseeable future. Shout out to my guys, Dan, all our league mates, Quinn, CP, doing all the work behind the scenes, all the editing, all the,
Yes, sir.
ideas and stuff we come up with. So I appreciate that. And all our followers, subscribers, all the people who just support, repost, liking, comment, subscribe, and everything. I appreciate y'all. So thanks for rocking with us. It's been week 10. Danny X, Jared, we're signing out.
See y'all. Y'all be safe. Take it easy.